We have the Ronin actually finally in Clash Royale today. This guy's going to go for the hog first place, so I've got to reactively go for a snowball on top of that. Hopefully it's no hits. No way that hits my tower, right? Yeah, we're good. So the Ronin is going to be utilized well in a lot of different archetypes. It's one of those cards that's not going to be the greatest against any type of cycle deck, but it's going to be really good against many types of bridge spam. The one deck it's strongest again is definitely going to be like P.E.K.K.A, MK type of decks. And then, of course, the weakest is going to be a cycle, hyper bait, maybe these log bait type of spam decks, maybe magic archer, wallbreaker miner, those type of decks. It's not going to get that much value in those, so it's going to be interesting to see where this card actually fits and if it does have a place in the meta or if it's more of just like literally a mid-ladder stopper. That's going to go ahead and take care of the P.E.K.K.A. Literally perfect that we face P.E.K.K.A. In this match right here because, it's going to get that infinite value pretty much. I just finished watching the U.S. get just absolutely destroyed in the World Cup. It was a horrible game, like actually terrible. And but I was like, you know what, it's fine. I'm just going to go play Clash Royale to forget about my sadness right now. Let's go for the Tesla up top, on top of this Hog Rider right there. And that's going to do a decent job of cleaning that up. So P.E.K.K.A plus Hog, oh man. If you are playing P.E.K.K.A or MK, really any type of bridge spam this season that's not a hyper bait version, then I'm going to, wish you good luck against this card because I think it's just going to counter it very easily. As we saw in that first push, the P.E.K.K.A just gets absolutely walloped. And it just survives too sometimes if you have, cheap counters. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be like a card where you put it in a cycle deck or where it fits in. It's kind of an awkward elixir. 5 elixir is always one of those elixirs where you're like, okay, it's too expensive for cycle decks, but you don't want to put it in like a bridge spam deck because it's just a little bit too much, and obviously it's not a win condition, so you're not going to be putting it as your win con primarily or anything. So it's kind of an interesting card. That's going to go ahead and wall up the P.E.K.K.A. Dude, that is insane. It's going to survive too. I mean, that's crazy. In that interaction, but that's one of the only interactions where it's super broken, right? It's also really fast and does a lot of damage on tower if it does end up getting to tower, and I've already noticed from facing it a couple times that it sometimes gets that 1 HP shot, and dude, it's like a freaking mini P.E.K.K.A almost. Whenever it does get that last second shot, but it's going to go Evo Snowball, a little bit too aggressive, I think, right there. Didn't expect him to also go for the Executioner, so that's a bit unfortunate, but I'm just going to go for the Berserker at the back right here. He goes for the Hog Rider, so I'll just go for the Evo Tesla Fire Spirit right now, and that should be decent. The Tornado does come down from him, so he's going to get the boss, or not the boss bandit, the Exi on the tower. I don't know why I called it a boss bandit, but I've been on Clash like 8 hours today, so I'm definitely pretty tired. Also didn't sleep very much after the in-season, staying up till like 5 in the morning last night, so I'm a little bit cooked right now, but bear with me. Still really good situation right here. He's going to hit the chicken emote, all right, fair enough. But P.E.K.K.A at the back, even that play does not scare me in the slightest bit because we do have the Ronin on defense. I'm trying to pronounce it the same way and not change it at all because low-key, I don't know how to pronounce it myself, so everybody says in the comments different ways, and I'm like, dude. But we're going to call it the Ronin for now. So I'm going to go for the Ronin like this. It's going to go ahead and take care of that P.E.K.K.A. I think, dude, that's just so valuable. Even after it got lightning, still does the job. Let's go Snowball Tesla on top of that right there, and it's going to be a nice, easy cleanup right there. And all I need to do is really just go for a couple more drills, but I don't need to force it. No need to rush. If I force it, I think we could actually put ourselves into a bit of a sticky situation, and I don't want to do that right now. Oh, I completely forgot he had the Hero Mega Minion. That's my bad. Thankfully, Ronin's going to be a decent defense against it. Yeah, I did all right. It's also going to kill the P.E.K.K.A. This card is the GOAT against P.E.K.K.A. It's crazy. Dude, let's go for the Drill plus Bomber at the bridge right now. That should be decent. He goes for the guard, so I'm going to Evo Snowball this time. Hopefully get the Exi in there. Nah, dude, this Exi's clutching up for him, even after the nerf that it got. Actually, only the evolution got a nerf, I'm pretty sure. Not the base standard XE, unless I'm going crazy or something. No, it definitely was just the evolution, but I'm just going to go for the Goblin Drill to back. There's really no way he can win this game unless I make some drastic error, so we're going to go ahead and poison as well, and since we're about to hit triple elixir, it's just going to be drill cycle spam time. In this one, so I'm just going to go ahead and drop down my Bomber in the middle like this. Let's go for the Fire Speed up top. He's going to go for the Exi, so I'm just going to Snowball back to buy myself some time. We can go for a high Tesla to make sure he can't lightning the tower and the Tesla, of course. And then Ronin on top of that Executioner, drill on the tower, and that's pretty much going to do it right there. Poison's going to come down. I can Snowball as well. I mean, even if he does defend this, which he ends up doing pretty well, it doesn't really matter because we're, of course, back around to another spell here in a second. So I'm just going to go for the Berserker, then Poison to be safe. Evo Snowball on defense, and that is going to be GG's. Well played. Thumbs up right there. This guy's not too happy about our new card, but sure, I am happy about it, sir. Okay, up against Robotic in this next one from the 5 Stars clan. I'm just going to go ahead and drop down a Bomber in the back like this and see how he does want to reply. Now, realistically here, I think that the best course of action with this card is just waiting to see what your opponent has first. It's not really a card you want to cycle down early. which makes it kind of obvious. Well, I guess that's kind of obvious because it's 5 elixir, right? Now, he goes for the bowler. Ooh, okay, Ronin, I mean, Ronin. We're calling it the Ronin. Is pretty good against bowler, but it's pretty weak against any air. Of course, it's going to be very susceptible to Inferno Dragons. By the way, am I the only one that sees Inferno Dragon like 50,000 times a day? I swear this card is super good all of a sudden. Maybe not even all of a sudden. Maybe it's because the Evo is so good, but I'm just going to go for the Ronin behind. I'm still trying to pronounce it correctly every time, but he's going to have to reply to that as well, or it's going to get a hit on tower. Lumberjack's going to get walloped. That is so valuable, though. In those situations where they have that melee tank down, it just gets so much value, and even forcing out that 4 elixir is huge. By the way, that's a bunch of damage. These Firecrackers sells him and does not get that shot, and there's the Firecracker that I know and love, just never getting the shot when you need it to. And, dude, I was witnessing the U.S. game, and, bro, the goalkeeper, like, completely just, like, I couldn't believe my eyes on the goal that he just let up. Wow. It was genuinely something that I could not believe. I was like in shock for a minute. I was like, did that just happen? And I think a lot of people were as well. Like, even on the commentary of the broadcast of the game, they were just like, what in the world just happened? Like, he just completely froze, literally. But just gonna go for the Fire Spirit like this. He is gonna freeze. Speaking of freeze, I'm gonna go for the poison on top of that Inferno Dragon because I kind of have no other option. And 4 for 4 trade, he gets a little bit of damage. It is what it is. Now, I will say we only have Tesla. The reason I have Tesla is because I need something for air. I initially wanted cannon, but I feel like you have to have a Tesla if you don't have any air defensive cards. Now, he goes for the balloon, so I'm just going to get the Tesla down early here, and then Berserker like this. I can go ahead and drop a late Snowball on top of the balloon, plus that. Oh, it was going to be the Barbarian Barrel, but unfortunately for me, that dodged me. But it's okay. That's going to be fine. The Bomber's going to hit the Firecracker. You know what? I would love to grab the King Tower activation off this Firecracker, so I'm going to go for the Drill on offense right now, and then we can go for a Bomber to grab the King Tower on that 1 HP Firecracker. Absolutely perfect. Bowler does clean up shop right there. It's going to be one of the best counters in the game to Drill. Now, I don't think that these type of decks, like the one he's playing, are going to be that good in the meta because Ronin does a decent job of countering them, but just going to go for the poison like this as well. I don't know if this card is going to be like in the meta or they're going to buff it or what's going to happen because sometimes you can't really predict what Supercell is going to do in terms of if they think the card is getting enough, how do we word this, purchases maybe, but I'm just going to go for the Bomber. You can get it for free. I don't even have mine maxed out. Like, I bought the Battle Pass or the Pass Royale, whatever. And I also bought, like, all of the snippet thingies from the shop, you know, that you can get for the gyms that I already had. And, dude, I still don't even have the card maxed out. So it's pretty hard to max out the card, especially because legendaries, I feel like, are easily the hardest thing to max out. Even champions, I mean, I guess champions could be harder, but I feel like it's harder for me to get legendaries rather than champions. In this game, I don't know if there's just too many legendaries. That's probably the problem, but just gonna go for the Drill plus the Bomber on top of that. It doesn't really feel like a legendary card. I don't know. I would say this is like an epic card. I don't know, maybe like a Hunter type of card, XC type of card where it gets that unique value. I'm gonna go for the Ronin in the back like this right here, and then Fire Spirit up top on top of that Barbarian Barrel. Instantly poison because we need that value on the Dragon plus the Bowler. Hopefully I can get at least one reflection on the Bowler maybe. Actually, I don't even think it does reflect the Bowler. I don't know. But just gonna go for the Snowball as well. It does high enough DPS to where, like, you don't really have to worry about the Bowler just wiping it off the map completely. I'm going to drop this down for the Lumberjack, though. Look at that value. Good value right there. It just goes ahead and takes it out completely. Wow. I mean, sometimes I just don't know when the parry's going to pop up, but it comes in clutch in situations when you don't expect it. I'm going to go for another Drill, just force him to defend here. I'm going to Evo Snowball as well. Can we hit that Bowler? No, we cannot. That was bad. Technically, we did hit the Bowler, so I don't actually know how that doesn't pull the Bowler backwards, but you know, I don't know, sometimes this game is is hard to read. But just going to go for the Tesla on the right-hand lane. If he goes opposite lane with the Balloon, of course, I'm going to go defensive Poison. I'm going to Fire Speed up top like this. Drill once more. He goes offensive Lumberjack Loon into the Tesla, which is quite the interesting play right there. I'm going to go ahead and Poison on top of the Drill because I feel like he overcommitted. I'm going to Snowball too, try and get that extra bit of damage if I can, and that is going to lead us into a double Drill, double Poison type of situation to win this game. Let's go for the Poison now. He somehow catches the Drill. This guy's the GOAT. Let's go for the Snowball, and then we're back around to another Drill here as quickly as possible. I'm going to go for the Bomber first, and then we can just go for the Berserker, and I can get back to a Poison because we don't even need to go for the Drill here. We can just finish off the game with that. Evo Snowball on defense once again, and we're getting Deja Vu from the last one. Nice, solid win right there. We are up against Lizok in this next one. He's going to go for the Skeleton Barrel, so I'm just going to get the immediate Snowball on top of that right there. I could wait till it pops, but I feel like the better play is just going for that early and not taking the death damage, and then cheaply defending with the Berserker as well. So 4 for 4 overall. We take no damage. I'm okay with that. Now, I'm not sure what he's playing. Ice Spirit plus Skeleton Barrel, maybe just some type of log bait version. I'm going to go Drill Bomber because he's not doing anything, and honestly, I'm impatient, so I'm just going to do that. He has Dark Prince and Giant Skeleton. Okay, Dark Prince, Giant Skeleton, Skeleton Barrel. Is this a clone deck? Am I going to get clone cheesed here? No way, right? Nah, he goes Wall Breaker, so I don't think it actually is going to be clone. I'm going to go for the Ronin on top of that Dark Prince. Why is this card so hard to pronounce? I don't know, but it's going to take care of both of those. Dude, that's value right there. Honestly, that's really good value. I'm going to go for the Fire Spirit too. I don't think that's going to connect on tower. Yeah, definitely not now, but that Fire Spirit might, though. Definitely will take that damage. Now, I'm pretty sure he's going to have just like some other win condition. Is it just Skeleton Barrel plus the Wall Breakers? Is that all he has? I would be surprised if that's the case, but just gonna go Berserker on top of that, and then I can just go for the Snowball as well. Hopefully that Muskie dies and doesn't shoot my tower. Perfect defense right there. Berserker is a great card to pair with the Ronin because it just has that cheap cost when you need it. And also works as a perfect mini tank. Also, the Hero Knight got nerfed. You could probably play Hero Knight in drill decks a lot, but I don't think it's that good of a card anymore after the nerf. I personally have never liked the Hero Knight or any of the heroes in this game. I know that's pretty public information, but I think that that nerf actually did affect it quite a bit to where it's not going to be nearly as popular. So I'm going to go for the Ronin here and then Fire Spirit like this. I'm going to let those Wall Breakers connect. Dude, this card, bro, what was that reflection on the Dark Prince? That was crazy. Dude, what? I don't even understand why it hit the Dark Prince right there and not the giant skeleton. Maybe I'm crazy, but that didn't make much sense to me. Let's go for the Tesla, but I'm not going to complain because that kind of like saved me in a way. Tesla's going to do a decent job of cleaning up that Skeleton Barrel. I'm still worried he's going to have like a cheeky clone spell or something. I doubt he does, but you never know at this point. I'm actually going to go ahead and drop down my Drill other lane because he has Dark Prince and I don't want to play into the same lane as him. Perfect. That's perfect timing. We can spam. He's going to probably go Giant Skeleton here. He goes Giant Skeleton on the front though. That Bomber's going to splash the tower. Oh, and just like that, that little bit of pressure at the exact right time is why Goblin Drill could be so good, especially in situations like that. So he goes for the Skeleton Barrel. I'm just going to drop the Evo Tesla directly on top of this. Not going to waste any time killing that. He's going to have to Muskie there. That's completely fine with me. I can go for the Fire Spirit like this. We can go for the Bomber as well to kill that Giant Skeleton. And also, that Ronin got a hit right there, so I'm pretty happy about that. Let's switch lanes again. He's not going to expect it, right? He's going to be caught off guard again, I bet. He goes Dark Prince again into the weaker lane. I'm just going to keep switching. Well, not really. I'm just going to wait to see what he does first, and then most likely commit to one lane eventually here, but as long as we have damage on both sides, I'm pretty happy with that. Since he gives us a Muskie, though, I'm pretty much going to stick to this left-hand side for the most part here. Now, I could go Drill Bomber again, other lane. Whenever I have the Ronin in hand, I feel pretty safe. I'm going to go for the Ronin like this right here, and then go for the Berserker right side, Snowball on the left side. That should clean up. Hopefully, Berserker does a good job. Nope, Berserker sells me on that Wall Breaker interaction, but it doesn't really change much, I guess. Musketeer comes down. I don't think that's a great play because it's going to die to the Ronin, and I can just go for the Drill plus Bomber once more, and then I can go for another poison potentially depending on what he wants to play. Dark Prince comes down, of course, that makes sense. But the Bomber's going to connect on tower. Wow, I didn't expect that to actually get there. He's going to go for a Giant Skeleton, so I'm just going to go for my Tesla early and then Ronin up top like this. That's going to be decent. I guess I'll just wait for this to pop and then Snowball, and that should be fine. I'm just going to go ahead and Snowball like this right here. Hopefully we don't miss any of the Larry's. Perfect Snowball. Sometimes when it's the Evo Skeleton Barrel, I get nervous to miss a spell like a Barbarian Barrel or a Snowball on top of the all the Larry's because there's just so many of them. But just going to go for the Ronin once more in the middle of the map like right here. I want to hear your guys' opinions on this card, of course, in the comments. Like, what do you really think? Or what are you going to use it in if you are going to use it? And why do you like or dislike the card? I'm going to go for the Poison on top of the Musketeer like that right now. And I can just go ahead and go for the Drill once more. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be GG's. We've kind of been in the same situation at the end game every time. And this is why Drill is so strong. It just is like, you can't stop it at the end of the match. It's going to get to your tower eventually. I'm going to go for one more Drill just to finish off the game. And that is going to do it right there. So another dominant win. This deck is good. This card is good. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And of course, as always, enjoy the Butch Given. Peace.